The Poetry of Earth by John Keats. The poetry of earth is never dead. When all the birds are faint with the hot sun and hide in cooling trees, a voice will run from hedge to hedge about the new moon mead. That is the grasshopper. He takes the lead. In summer luxury, he has never done with his delights, for when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. The first stanza of the Poetry of Earth. In this poem, we find the poet talking about two seasons. First stanza is about the summer season. Second stanza is about the winter season. Now, what do we find in the first stanza? He's saying the poetry of earth is never dead. What is poetry? Is poetry made of just some words that a poet writes? No. The poetry, as I told you in the introduction to this poem, is the music of nature. The sounds of sparkling waters rippling in a river, fountains, thunder in the sky, birds, animals, lions roaring in the forest, little birds making music on the branches of the trees. Everything is a part of the music that nature makes. So here poetry is a symphony of all the sounds that nature makes. The poetry of earth is never dead. When all the birds are faint with hot sun and hide in cooling trees, what happens in summer? From spring, when summer comes, the birds who have been singing in the springtime become very, very tired. Keno tired হয়ে যাচ্ছে এরা? For the sun. It is so hot in summer after the spring. धूप की वजह से, summertime की temperature की वजह से, they just go into some really cool shade of a tree. Just like the one I showed you here. They go to the cooling trees and they rest. They do not sing anymore. The birds who have been singing in the spring, they are resting now. Then, a voice will run from hedge to hedge about the new mown mead. Suddenly, one voice is heard. It is a very happy voice. It is the voice of the grasshopper. The grasshopper is singing and you can hear it from hedge to hedge. What is hedge? Hedge is a bush kind of boundary. ঝোপঝাড় boundary মতো দেখতে ঝোপঝাড় হয়ে থাকে যখন, that is called a hedge. So from that hedge sings the grasshopper and his voice is heard. And what is he singing about? He's singing about new mown mead. যখন চাষের ক্ষেতে ফসল কেটে নেওয়া হয়েছে সেই গান গাইছে. He's singing about crops being cut, harvest being done. He's singing the song of harvest being done. This little grasshopper. That is the grasshopper. He takes the lead. What is taking the lead? When we listen to a choir singing or a chorus singing, there is one person who leads it. It can be the person who's giving the music direction. It can be a solo singer who is the lead singer of that team. So, amongst all the other insects and birds at this time, grasshopper takes the lead. When? In summer. He takes the lead in summer luxury. What is summer luxury? Summer luxury is the time, the weather of summer. Grasshopper is enjoying it, all the beautiful fruits and all the, things that he considers lush in summer. For every bird, for every insect, for every animal, there is at least one time of the year that he enjoys most. For the grasshopper, it is the summertime. So he's never done with his luxury. He has never done with his delights. He's never finished being happy. ও গান গেয়েই যাচ্ছে, গোটা গ্রীষ্মটা গান গেয়ে যাচ্ছে. The grasshopper is singing and singing all throughout summer because he never stops being happy throughout the summer. For when tired out with fun, he rests at ease beneath some pleasant weed. And when summer is gone and he's ultimately tired, what does the grasshopper do? He goes under some weeds, some, outgrown grasses and all that, and he goes there and he rests. আগাছা হয়ে আছে, তার মধ্যে লুকিয়ে থাকে গ্রাসহপার, বিশ্রাম নেয়, গ্রীষ্ম চলে গেলে। The poetry of earth is never ceasing never. This is the second stanza. The poetry of earth is ceasing never. On a lone winter evening, when the frost has wrought silence, from the stove there shrills the cricket's song in warmth increasing ever, and seems to one in drowsiness half lost, the grasshoppers among some grassy hills. In summer, the grasshopper had sung, but in winter, what happens in winter? Now, this is John Keats, as I told you, the romantic poet John Keats. And he used to be an Englishman. He was living in England. Now, in England, there are 4 seasons. There is a spring, a summer, autumn, and winter. But here the poet has presented just 2 very poignant seasons, summer and winter. In summer, there is the grasshopper singing, and in winter, he says it is the cricket. Cricket, Bangla jetake ki boli amra? Jhiji poka. In Hindi, I think you call it jhingur. Okay? So, what happens? The poetry of earth is ceasing never. Just because winter has come, it doesn't mean that the poetry of earth is over. There is no sound. No, it's not like that. On a lone winter evening, when the frost has wrought a silence, why? This is England. England becomes covered with snow in the winter, and it is all frosty, silvery white frost, frozen trees, frozen lands. When everything has frozen due to the winter, what happens? There comes the sound of a cricket. Kemon awaz ei jhiji poka? It is the sound that is so warm. It is as if it is coming from some warm place like a stove. He says the sound is coming from the stove, but is it really coming from a stove? No. That is an expression. The poet is trying to say that the cricket sound is so warm with joy on this chilly winter, freezing winter evening, that it feels like it is so warm, this cricket sound, that he is finding energy to sing. Even though everywhere it is covered with snow, it is feeling very warm and comfortable. From the stove there shrills the cricket song. It is a song. এই ঝিঝি পোকাটা একটা গান গাইছে. In warmth increasing ever, and slowly the sound is increasing, it's vibrating, it's reverberating. It is like the warmth is increasing and increasing forever, and seems to one in drowsiness half lost, the grasshoppers among some grassy hills. Now, in winter, in Christmas time, in those countries, when it is covered with snow, what are people doing? They are at home. There are many people who are single, lonesome, under quilt, or in some very thick woolen clothes covered. They hear the cricket and they feel happy, just like that. So on a lonely winter evening, even to people who are alone at home, the cricket brings as if a message of warmth, that warm days are going to come again. Don't worry. I'm here. I'm the warm messenger. I'm there for you. So, and seems to one in drowsiness half lost. Who is lost in drowsiness? The man, the person who is resting in winter, shivering at home. The grasshopper is among some grassy hills. যে মানুষটা বাড়িতে বসে আছে ঠান্ডার মধ্যে, সে কি ভাবছে এখন সেই গ্রাসহপারটা কোথায়, যার আওয়াজ এখন পাচ্ছি না? What is that grasshopper doing right now that it is winter? He must be resting. Where he must be resting? He must be resting in some grassy hills. So, this is the end of the poem. We have 2 stanzas. In the first stanza, the poet talks about the insect that makes the summer a beautiful time, the music cycle of nature, of seasons does not stop. In summer, the birds that had sung have gone to rest in cooling trees. In sorry, the birds had sung in the springtime, and in summer, the grasshopper takes the lead. He's the lead singer, and everybody else is in a chorus perhaps, but he's the lead singer, and he sings of happiness. In winter, the grasshopper rests and the cricket takes the lead. That is the time for the cricket to make people in frozen countries feel warm and comfortable and happy. And he makes one feel that summer is going to come again and there is going to be a spring too. It is only about a cycle. So, what is the poetry of earth? It is the music that creatures make, the animal kingdom, the bird kingdom, the insect kingdom, they all make sounds. This is a celebration of those life forms and of seasons with their musical charms, the natural charm of nature. I hope you understood this poem, and I hope that you find it interesting. Romantic poetry is all about listening, tasting, seeing nature so that the eye of the mind opens and we feel really happy from inside. I hope this poem made you that happy from inside. Bye from now. Bye for now, and be silent every day for some time, listening for sounds of nature. Bye.